been a filmmaker, a journalist, a writer, lots of things that I've been doing through my life because I like to make changes, I like to do new things. Presently, what I'm doing was working with Child Rights Commission, that is looking after the children's rights, and that includes both male and female. Because I think unless we look after the rights of males as well, we cannot look after the rights of females. The males have to be more aware about the rights of women, and they must realize that they have to respect women, not think of them as objects, not think of them as something that they own, but somebody who's a partner, who's a friend, who can stay next to them. For me, my inspiration was initially my mom and my grandmom. I wanted to be a person in my own right. Though neither my mom nor my grandmom were working women, they always said that women have to stand on their own feet. And they would show me different women who were doing it. Women who were teachers, women who were doctors, women who were engineers, and then came Indira Gandhi. She was a great inspiration in my youth because I wanted to be like her. Now on hindsight, I have found her faults and I have found her good points also. I wanted to take on her good points, and I hope I can in future. But I have also been inspired by Mother Teresa because I worked as a social worker for some time. I have been inspired by another nun called Sister Cyril who worked at education. I have been inspired by Oriana Fallaci, who was a journalist with a lot of guts, who interviewed Khomeini when he was, in power, and she did it with great elan. And I've read about her. So when I became a journalist, before that I had done a play, and in that play I was actually acting as a reporter who was modeled on Oriana Fallaci. And since then, I wanted to be a journalist like Oriana. I don't know whether I could be or not because I don't think I had that guts at that point of time, but she was an inspiration. And as I grew older, I wanted to be a filmmaker, and an inspiration was Aparna Sen because she had come into my world of journalism and she was ready to learn from us. So I learned from her as far as filmmaking is concerned. And the other inspiration was Rituparna Ghosh and my friend Abhijit Guho, who is my partner in crime as a filmmaker. Now these were two professions. Now the third one, where I've become an activist, you could say, or I am doing something for society, for that the inspiration has been many. One of them is Ananya Chakraborty, who is a person who has been fighting against injustice for years and fighting for women's rights, for children's rights. And she has been a great inspiration. Though she's my contemporary, we are peer groups, but I don't care. For me, everybody, even a younger person, is an inspiration. Like the environmentalist Greta Thunberg, she's also a great inspiration for me. See, there are lots of incidents. As a child, I had polio. Until the age of 14, I used to wear calipers, which were correctives. And even today, sometimes people say, "Apna pai ki chu hoche? Have you hurt your leg?" And that's when I'm conscious and I start walking consciously. So that was a big problem with me. And for a long time, I used to be worried about that. And I remember as a child, when I was swimming, I was running and things, but there were times when I used to be very worried and I used to tell my mother, "I had polio. Do you think you will make it? You'll be able to get me married off?" Because as a child, that's what you hear. So my mother was the inspiration, and she said, "No, that has nothing to do with your marriage. You have to stand on your own feet. You have to be a woman in your own right, and you'll see marriage will happen." And that's exactly what happened in life. My parents didn't have to look for a boy for me. I got the boy, in fact 2 men. My first marriage didn't work out, but I was still a friend of his. My second marriage has been running, this is the 32nd year, and I've made it. If you made it for 32 years, then it's great. Like my mom used to say, if you can stick around for 25 years, another 25 is not a problem. And that's what I believe in. Through the years, while we were working, I got this friend of mine, Obiji. He and I have worked together for years. And what was really funny is, since in our society people feel that if a man and a woman work together, they must be having some other relationship. They can't probably be professionals or professional friends. So when Obijit was getting married, which was about 7 years back or 8 years back exactly, a lot of people came to me and said, "Oh, he's getting married, what will you do?" I said, "I have enjoyed married life for so many years and he has been a friend of mine. You've never worried about my husband, now you're worrying about him and his wife." So that's what I mean. I'm a woman who believes in equality. A man can also be a good friend, a loyal friend, a loving friend. That doesn't mean that I have any other relationship. And today, he and his wife are both my friends. And when he had a baby, and I was very concerned when his wife was carrying, when the baby was born, and we were all waiting downstairs, Abhijit was called up and he went to see the baby. The doctor said, "Why have you come alone? Where's the other father?" And that was me. So I think these are the things that I treasure. Not the great moments when I was asked, when our film was selected at IFFI, or not the awards that I got from abroad, but these little things, these human touches, these are important to me. My message is be strong. Don't think of yourself as somebody weak. Don't use tears to get things out of people. And don't let anyone say that you are an object. You are something that can be sold or given to anybody. You are a human being on your own right.